world, bigger boss than Rick Ross. Always winning, nigga get lost. It's the warlord.
If you can see it here and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. Truly believe in it. If you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction and it will become reality.
Here we go, Will. 90 seconds down from first. 90 seconds down from first, Will.
From a pipe, probably doesn't kneeling down in a town where the doors don't lock. And there's a million other people like me from the scene, a little more broke and pop. I didn't choose being born in the sticks, and I'll be damned if I sound like something I ain't.
Here we go, Will. Fucking empty the tank.
It's over, but for me it just came.
Let's go, Will.
Cause I'm from a small town, southern draw crowd. We sipping clear, drinking beer on a Friday night. Every country girl got on a glove, shaking her hips, take a trip, buddy, tell me I'm a liar. So circle up the trucks, kicking up some dust behind the
12 seconds faster than William. Aaron Blanco. Darren did a 3:54.11. In third place, William Hookup. William did a 3:53.32. 12 seconds faster than William. Eric Blanco. Eric did a 3:53.
someone now, someone's out there sipping on some water proof. Every day a baby's born with some baby blues. Good old boy's got on his faded boots, working a 9 to 5.
Cheers, everyone. Nice. To another video. Today's June 5th. We are officially back from Unbound Gravel. We are back from Victoria 70.3. Busy 2 weeks of traveling around, obviously racing, tapering racing. And yeah, today's Thursday. It's 9:30 in the morning. I am meeting one of my athletes, Matthew, who lives here in Calgary, at the track. We're doing some testing. So I got the lactate meter and some safety lancets out. I'm just gonna run him through a bit of a step type test protocol at the track. We'll probably do like a 5-1-5 type format or a 6-1-6. So you do a progressive 6 minutes, basically starting well below his threshold or where we kind of think it is to be, start well below that and slowly make our way up to that and just see kind of how the lactate readings come out. He's doing Calgary 70.3 coming up in July along with me. I won't be testing myself just because I'm having a bit of a recovery week this week, so it's nice and chill. But afterwards, we're gonna go for a bike ride, and the bike ride's pretty tough. I'm gonna be taking my road bike just because my seat post cracked on my Speed Max. And for anybody, I was always questioning Canyon's customer service just because obviously it's, direct to consumer. It's harder to get parts. But so if you guys see, let me flip the camera around. So my seat post, I torque everything directly to spec. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see the little indent there, but yeah, it cracked pretty much. And Canyon sent me a brand new one for free. I mean, it took about 3 weeks for them to respond to my email, but then I just got a notification that they were shipping one out. So that was nice. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a bike ride today, which I'm going to do on the road bike just because I haven't had the time to set up, or it's not a road bike. I'm going to be doing it on the gravel rig the 3T, which absolutely freaking love that bike. I mean, it literally is like the best of both worlds. I got just an old set of wheels for my old TT bike that I use, and it's like I can use it as a road bike, but then I also got the gravel tires as well. And I'm going to be spending the next probably couple weeks at the farm with my parents, just because things are super busy there right now. So I'm going to go home, help out a little bit. But obviously I still need to, you know, get all my work done, train. So I'm going to be super busy the next couple weeks. And I got lots of athletes racing coming up. So a little bit stressful, but you know, you grow through what you go through. I'm meeting Matt at 10, so I need to get everything. I'm also gonna take Matt one of these hats, cause yeah, they're freaking sick. And by the way, I've had a ton of questions about these hats. I know I've said it every video. It's just been, I've been so busy, obviously with racing, and like I do all this stuff myself. I'm trying to learn a little bit more about that, but these hats will be available, I swear to God, in the coming weeks. So I guess another thing, so I wasn't actually able to get much content for Victoria 70.3 and Unbound. So I'll give you guys a mini recap right now, but if you guys want a longer in-depth recap, I just did a podcast on it. I'll put the link to my podcast in the description. It's just called the Inner Athlete Podcast, and I walk through both Victoria 70.3 and Unbound Gravel. But essentially Victoria, great race for myself. I ended up getting 3rd in my age group and 17th overall, and that race is usually like for a Canadian race, like it gets like a lot of like really good athletes come out to that one. So like I was super happy with that performance. I went 3:53 with a canceled swim, which last year I went 4:41, and that was the best 70.3 I had all of last year, which like, even though it was one of my slowest times, I mean, that course is tough. There's like, you know, 3,500 feet of elevation gain on the bike. It's a trail run. And yeah, I ended up obviously with no swim. It was canceled due to the algae in the lake, in Elk Lake. But I biked a 222, averaged 38 kilometers an hour, normalized 276 watts, and averaged like 269. So obviously on a hillier course, your normalized power is going to be a bit higher, but super good bike for me. And I ended up running a 129 off of it, and I honestly think I could have ran like a minute or two faster. I was just being super conservative because like I have not ran that fast off the bike before, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. But all in all, I was so stoked with that. And I mean, obviously then Unbound Gravel being 5 days later, like the whole goal there was just to survive. But I think I underestimated like just the travel and everything like that. Like we drove out to Victoria, so I had an 11-hour drive the Monday. We left at like 7 a.m. We didn't get to Calgary until like 2 o'clock in the morning. Monday. Tuesday, I was running around, dropped Dimmy off at the airport, picked up my bike that I left at the bike shop, was picking up some last minute things. Wednesday, flew to Kansas, spent all day in airports because I was too cheap to book like a direct flight. Or actually, I don't even think you can get a direct flight out of YYC. But anyway, did Unbound. Honestly, one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I was actually feeling really good for Unbound, like during the race itself. I mean, for those guys who don't know, I DNF'd if you follow me on Instagram, and you probably saw that. And basically what happened was I got about 11 and a half hours in, about 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning. So what happened was I had the old Garmin route downloaded for the course, and they updated it the week of the race because a bridge that we were supposed to cross got completely flooded out by water. So I ended up, you know, turning down there with another guy. We rode down to the dead end, and I was like, well, crap because like you don't have great service out there, so I can't really just download the new map on the fly. But my Garmin rerouted after we started heading down like the so-called correct route. But yeah, then I just ended up, it took me down a bunch of highways and I ended up riding like 30 miles off course. So I pulled the pin just because like I didn't really want to ride 400 miles just to get the finish line. So I need to go into a race like that more prepared. I think logistically, like I was underplaying it a little bit, and it's obviously not something like you can just go into and wing it. Like you need a plan. You need to have an idea of when you're going to stop, because it's a fully self-supported 350-mile race. Like I was fully hoping to go sub 30 hours, but obviously with me going off course, riding 400 miles, I would have been, I don't know, the cutoff would have been cutting it close at 36 hours. And of course you're not sleeping during this time. I was definitely still a bit fatigued from Victoria, but I was surprised on how good I felt. I find for longer stuff like that, like as long as I'm getting in carbohydrate, I can kind of just keep going all day as long as I'm like, you know, keeping it easy and pacing well. But yeah, that is the Victoria and Unbound Gravel recap in a nutshell. Then I flew home on Monday, which was my birthday. And yeah, this week I've just been getting back into the routine, getting back into the grind. Like I said, today going to meet Matt this morning at the track. But I'll stop yapping. I don't want to make these videos just me talking the whole time. All right, YouTube, so we've made it to the track. Matt's just using the washroom quick before we jump into it. But yeah, we got the lactate meter. I'm just pulling it out here. Here, I'll set you guys up. Right here, we got the lactate meter out, and like I said before, we're gonna be doing like kind of a 6-1-6 type protocol. So we'll do 6 minute on, 1 minute off. And basically what we're looking for is we're gonna start obviously way below his threshold, probably because just from training alone, I'd have a pretty good idea that it's likely around 630 per mile, 640 per mile. But yeah, we're gonna progressively start, you know, probably around 9 minutes, 9:30, so we just get a good baseline. I'll test his resting lactate as well before we start. And then, yeah, I'll put him through 6 minute steps. Each 6 minute will probably progress. Yeah, I'm not sure how much we'll progress right off the get-go, but we'll probably make a pretty big jump for the first one. And then, yeah, work down to kind of that 620, 630 pace.
Pluck strings on porches, a poor boy's choir. My blood's at a boil. There ain't no fire. I just love the way the light beams in. But I got bad news, I'm fearing Friday again. Choking on some bourbon when you roll up. Sick boy, you gotta face it, you just ain't that tough. There's a house hopping on the edge of town. I'm revved up, thirsty, and ready to drown.
All right, YouTube, so basically what we're doing, if I didn't explain it before, we're doing 6 minute steps. So I took his baseline lactate before we did any readings at all, and I came out to 1.6. And then basically we're doing 6 minutes progressions. The first one was 1.5 millimole at 8:30, 1.7 at 7:30. And now we're going down to 7 minutes. So I would expect this would get us probably over 2 millimole, and then we're gonna be, yeah, creeping up towards his threshold around 6:45, 6:30. And yeah, we'll see what that comes out to. All right, so we're just getting the everything ready, so when he comes through, I'm just quick with it. It's been a while since I've tested on someone else that's not me, so I'm yeah, had a couple faulty lactate readings, but getting the hang of it again. So he's just about to come in for his 5th rep at 6:45 per mile. Last one at 7, or I can't even remember. The last reading was 2.5 at 7 minutes flat. So we'll see. All right, guys, so we just wrapped up at the track, and now we're just driving outside the city to go for a ride, and Matt is gonna join me on my program bike session that I have for today, which is just some kind of like VO2 efforts, nothing intense. I mean, like I said before, this is kind of like a recovery week for me, just coming back from Victoria and Unbound. So I believe it is 2 times 10 minutes of 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off, and some solid, like, just like, it's even the easier sections, it's just like you don't really get a break. Like, I think the first 30 minutes is at 230 watts, and yeah, it just kind of gets yeah, it's gonna be a high average power bike session, but it's only an hour and 40 minutes, so it'll be good. I'll explain it more about what power I'm trying to hit for the intervals and stuff like that once I get out there. But just to recap the testing with Matt this morning, I mean, what basically we were looking for was, I mean, he ran a 10K just a couple of weeks ago, so just basically off that alone, like, I had a pretty good idea of where his threshold is approximately. I mean, basically I ran him through 6-minute steps, kind of progressing. We started at 8:30 and he was testing, like, I think we started at, like, his baseline was like 1.6. The first reading after the 8:30 was 1.5. The second reading was at 7:30 was still like 1.6, 1.5, and then at 7 minutes flat, it jumped up to 2.5. At 6:45, it was 2.6. And then at 6:30, it jumped up to 3.6. So, like, basically somewhere in the ballpark, like, if you're using about anywhere from 3 to 3.5 millimole as threshold, some people use 4. I think probably closer to 3.5 is a more accurate representation of where your true lactate turn point is, so to speak. LT2, whatever the hell you want to call it. Lots of different people have different names for everything. But yeah, basically the takeaway from that and what we're going to be able to apply to his training now going into 70.3 Calgary is we're going to bump up his threshold just a tad. Before we had it right around about like 650 per mile, high 640s, and now obviously based off the testing we did today at the track, it's probably more in the ballpark of like between 630 and 645. And obviously it's no fixed number, like, it's going to differ day to day, and that's what I was kind of explaining to him as well, that there is obviously, it's more about, like, what does it feel like. He's never had lactate testing done before, so I think in terms of when lactate's useful, I think if you use it in everyday training, you're wasting your time, money, unless you don't mind spending $75 a pop on lactate strips all the time. But, like, now he knows what over feels like, what under feels like, and what that sweet spot feels like, which at the end of the day is the big reason why I even bought the lactate meter in the first place. But yeah, good. I mean, good. It was fun to do that. You know, I haven't, it's the first time I've whipped out the lactate meter in a little bit, just because I haven't been using it on myself.
So take me down the road that's a little bit windy, to a place they still put sugar in their iced tea, where the women are fine and the love is fair.
All right, so the bike session for today is an hour and 40 minutes. I just looked. with 2 times 10 minutes of 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off. And yeah, I'm supposed to aim for like 360 to 390, the 20-second efforts, and then drop it down to like 190. I'll pop it up on the screen exactly, but Matt just got here. He just pulled up over there, so I'm gonna finish getting the bike stuff on here, and then, yeah, beautiful day for it.
Hey, drive, balls again. More than just their call.
Got it. Yeah, so 30 minutes steady at 230 watts, and then we'll get into the 2 times 10 minutes of the short little VO2 burst.
So you got to let me know.
How we
Should
doing?
I stay or should I go? It's always tease, tease, tease. You're happy when I'm on my knees. One day it's fine and next it's black. So if you want me off your back, well come on and let me know. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now? If I go there will be trouble.
Alright, so that's the first 10 minute of 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off done. Now we just have one more of those left. I was hitting about 390 for each, and then about 210 watts on the 40 seconds. But now we just have 30 minutes, or not 30, 10 minutes at 230, and then we'll hit rep number 2.
She touched me, it's permanent. In my head, I couldn't hear anything you said, but in my head, I'm calling you girlfriend. What the fuck? I don't do fake love, but I'll take some from you tonight. I know I've got to go, but I might just.
All right, so that's the 2 rounds. Interval's done. Now just 40 minutes at 200 watts, and then yeah, that's all she wrote. But I'll cue the scenery shots now.
I'm overstimulated and I'm sad. I don't expect you to understand. There's nothing less than true romance, or am I just making a mess? In my head, I'm lying naked with you, yeah. In my head, I'm ready to die holding your hand. I don't do fake love, but I'll take some from you tonight.
Alright, so we got like 20 minutes left now. Just cruising along. Beautiful day. Hit all the intervals right on the money, so we're feeling good. And yeah, cool down, and then that'll be the
That's
day.
just because I don't wear sandals.
All right,
in
guys,
there.
so it's been a little while since the bike ride that I did with Matthew. I have just been running around. I finally bought the bullet on getting a bike rack for my car, and I thought it came in, so I went to the bike rack place. Turns out it wasn't in, so yeah, so I just stopped back at my apartment. Now I'm headed out to my parents' place. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm gonna be out there for the next couple weeks, just helping out because everything's super busy at home. So, but I'll go over the stats for that ride with you guys. totals for the ride. I'll pop it up on the screen. I'll pop up the STRAVA, or the Training Peak. So it was an hour and 43 minutes total, 54K. I did this on the gravel bike just because my seat post, like I said before, I'm still waiting to replace that. Average speed 31.56 kilometers an hour, elevation gain just under 400 meters, 233 normalized power, average power 221. And yeah, the workout was basically 30 minutes, around 220 to 235, and then 10 times 20 seconds at 360 to 390. And for pretty much all the laps, I was coming in like at a really good power. Like, let's see here, 400, 380, 387, 384, 398. So I was pretty much right in that ballpark for each one of those reps. So it was a good session. And yeah, nothing really too crazy. I mean, like I said before, this is like a recovery week for me, just coming back from Unbound and Victoria. Next week is when I start this Calgary 70.3. We're gonna do 2 mini kind of 2-week blocks ish, not exactly 2 weeks, but we're gonna do 2 blocks going into Calgary 70.3. So, and then yeah, after that we'll be straight into Ironman Arizona prep. I mean, that's gonna come sooner than I think. I have a feeling. So yeah, I'm just now driving out to my parents' place. I'm not sure if I'm gonna wrap the YouTube video up here, or if I'm gonna keep filming for the next couple days. But I do wanna, I don't know. I think the shorter videos, maybe just like filming one day, they're easier for me to piece together just in the midst of everything I have going on. Like, I think that'll do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously not super exciting, you know, just day in the life as an age group. I don't even know what I'd call myself, you know, just chasing the dream, working hard towards my goals, you know, that's what life's all about. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I'm in the living room, and mama say you pray, 'cause your daddy's gonna be delayed. But the last